report from Mr. Sweats.
One more time, you okay?
149,608.
149,608.
And then, okay, and then you have the other, the 102,000 from last week in there too.
Correct. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Reality. I come up with 1.911, 1.2. After 5 hours, must be above that, above the 35.
We're good. We'll use this and we'll make it work.
Well,
Because we're gonna have to change it for the position.
let's hear a report,
Yeah,
Brian.
I know.
I have expense cuts of 1,231,142 and additional revenue of 700,683 for a total reduction of 1.931825. 1,931,825.
1,900,000.
1,931,825.
Okay. And what will that mean in the millage?
If you changed everything in the millage and went by an even %, that would be down to 3.25, and you would add 94,325 to the reserve.
Okay, everybody understand what I think you said, Brian, and correct me. If we go with a 1.75 reduction in proposed tax increase, it would be 3.25. It would be about $94,000 that would go to reserve, so the reserve would become,
Well, we took it down to 200,000, then Mr. Vogt moved the 78,000,
Right.
and then we'd have the 94, so it'd be almost back to around the 400,000, a little bit less.
well,
But
it'd be,
we'll add it.
what, 380 or 370?
We took
Something,
it down to
right?
300,000.
Excuse me?
We took it down to 300,000.
You took it down.
300.
You took it down to 200 to 300,000. Then you
Right.
added 78.
Yes,
The ticket of 378, and you're adding 94,000.
so it would be,
Yeah. Like a little up 472, give or take 472,000.
yeah. And I think this year's reserve is 468.
Somewhere around there.
Yeah, so you're almost exactly the same number as the reserve that we had for this year's budget, correct?
Yes.
Everybody understand? Anybody with any questions for Brian? Okay. All right. We need a motion to adopt an ordinance adopting the 2020 fiscal year budgets for Luzerne County. And
I have it.
we have to put the millage in, correct?
6.1696.
6 point.
Yep, 6.1696.
Okay.
So moved.
Mr. Morelli makes a motion to that effect. Do we have a second for Mr. Morelli? Ms. Seidman? On the question? Roll call, please.
Well, actually, I just want to make a point.
Go ahead.
A quick comment. And we've been through this budget process, and I want to just commend everyone here. I mean, it was just across the board. I think if anybody watched this and saw this and the process and the time put into this with everyone, and to some of you, much more time than a lot of us, people should be just proud of the council and the process. Again, unfortunately, we're going to be voting for a tax increase, and I've kind of said this publicly way before, clearly because of the 911, the voting machines, and it's not easy to go and say that, we're going to raise taxes, but again, it's one of these times where, at least for me, I'm going to go back to the public and say, you're getting something, and I'm very proud to be able to say you're getting a first-class 911 system in this county that's going to make it safer and better for the county. And so, we could agree and disagree on some of these amendments and these votes, and we just have different philosophies. But like I said, I think that, I think that the public needs to understand that after they see a tax increase, they are getting something for this, and I just want to remind everyone for that, and so just want to commend everyone again for the process and the work. So
On about $100,000 parcel, if my math is correct, you're looking at about $1.62 per month.
Yeah, it would be $20 for the year, so.
How much?
$20 for the year.
$20 on a $100,000 assessed property. Is that correct?
That's about.
Okay. Anybody else? Ms. Houck?
The 911, and the voting machines were part of that borrowing package. That's not coming out of this general fund. And I agree that those were very important projects to do, but that's not part of this budget that we're passing.
What about the borrowing of the money,
Well, we borrowed the money,
right?
but
And that's paying
it
for the
reduced the
911,
debt service. Right,
and that debt service is increased here,
right,
right? So that's how I'm factoring it in.
okay,
We'll be paying for those for the next 10 years.
right.
Right. Not this year. Those are future payments.
Anyone else? We have a motion and a second. Roll call.
Mr. Hawes?
No.
Ms. Howe?
No,
Mr. Morelli?
Yes.
Mr. Perry?
If I'm statement I have to make, I vote yes to approve the 2020 fiscal year budget with the exception of the portion related to the court administration / the courts, for which I abstain from voting and request that the abstention from voting on the court budget is noted for official purposes. Specific line items are as follows. Division 13 of Courts, 510.15, 520.10, 520.15, 520.20, 530.40, 530.30. And the reason is that my married daughter works in that division. She's a court stenographer, and she has been for the last 20 years. Thanks.
Duly noted.
Ms. Sedman?
Yes.
Mr. Schnee?
Yes.
Mr. Urban?
No.
Mr. Vogt?
Yes.
Ms. Wakes?
I think we could have reduced this further. I know we could have. I'm not going to belabor the fact, but I'm voting no.
Mr. Bilbo?
Yes.
Mr. McGinley?
Yes.
4 no. and
7-4.
Yep.
Public comment? Mr. Reba?
Make this brief. First of all, I didn't get the answer to my, wanted to get an answer to your question about the $8 million that Ms. Hauk mentioned about, like, the 911. I think that could have been utilized for this budget, at least, to pay for the equipment portion of it. And then some of that money could be utilized for, either paying it back for the new council to decide, either paying the money back or for some of the capital budget or capital projects within the capital budget for next year. So I think that money can be utilized. Also, I would like to thank the council members, the outgoing council members, Jane, Rick, Pat, for their service, and especially Mr. Urban for almost 20, I guess, for the service to the county and to the country. I know it's only see you later, but I know we'll see him here, on occasions. So I'd like to thank all of them for their service, and it's not easy, as Mr. Morelli pointed out. If it was easy, everybody would want to do it, but it's not easy being in that seat, and I know, and I think that it's a commendable service to serve the people of this county, and I hope that you find peace and happiness in whatever you do moving forward. Also for next year, I hope that the incoming council will take up the matter, like I said previously, on procurement matters and for infrastructure, because the 911 is not gonna, stand still. It's gonna move forward, as well as other projects, and you don't know as far as the emergencies that can happen when it comes to stuff that happens in the courthouse or the prison or in other buildings. Moving forward, and that's what needs to be taken into account. So thank you very much to the council members that serve, and I wish them the best, and the ones that the incoming council, I wish you the best of luck in coming in, and have everybody have a Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. moving forward. Thank you.
Thank you. Could we get an answer to that? I asked you about that.
Sure, yeah, Mark, we have heard you loud and clear. You want us to look into UDAG money, we're looking to UDAG money. I've asked Andy Riley to have a solicitor's review of the entire process to see if we can utilize those funds. If we can utilize those funds, I'll be happy to report to council and to everybody in the public that we can utilize those funds. That would be the goal of utilization of those funds. I want to make sure we're in the federal guidelines. I know you have. I'm asking for the solicitor's review. Not that I don't believe you. I'm just asking for it, but I have heard you.
Did we get that before
Other
the end of
people
the
for
year?
public comment? Yes. Step up, please.
Couple observations. I have had the benefit of not being able to attend very many meetings in the last year. But boy, I'll tell you, in the last month or so, I'm so pleasantly shocked at the change in approach and attitude amongst some of you folks, even some that are leaving us. And maybe there's hope. I know it's a slow road. One of the things that Ms. Hauk just brought up, and it's really important. I don't know how many of you people understand what GASB stands for. Probably 2 or 3 of you. Anyway, it's the Government Accounting Standards Board, and they make the rules for government accounting. About 1998. They set a set of cut-in dates for various of their rules. Luzerne County, because of the size of its budget, was required to implement them by the year 2001, 18 years ago. We haven't complied, not close. One of those considerations was they gave governments the option of using depreciation or not. There have been lots of talk for the last 5 years about giving governments 1-year notice, and then they got to include depreciation. What we're doing now is really what's called a pro forma budget, not a real budget. If you take the capital spending that you folks have been doing and depreciate it so that you could get yourself a real P&L rather than just a pro forma one, all this capital money, Linda's absolutely right that, people got to understand the difference between expense or P&L and capital. But if you do the books properly, according to GASB 34, then depreciation should be in that. What that means is you take your capital spending and depending on the life of that asset, you take a chunk of that capital spending and it hits your spending and reduces, the offset reduces the net value of your asset base. So it's a double killer. And if you do include depreciation, we don't look very good. It's just something to consider. So effectively, if we were doing real books, our deficit would be worse. Therefore, our taxes would be higher. So in a way, we're lucky. Thank you.
Anyone else?
I just want to say 2 things. I want to thank Mr. Bilbo, Mr. Urban, Mr. Morelli, Ms. Wakis for their service. It's been a pleasure to work with you. We haven't agreed on everything, some more than others. But I would say that I truly appreciate your professionalism throughout this entire process as we move forward. Also, I did cut off a member of the public before, Jason. That was my fault, Jason. I should have let you complete your comment without jumping in on you. Thank you very much. Have a happy holidays.
Anyone else?
I would.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, well, this meeting has been, what do I want to say, atypical, maybe typical, I don't know. It's been a whirlwind the last 4 years, and I'll tell you, I really enjoy the experience. Believe it or not, I know sometimes I was probably up here looking like, oh my gosh, am I going to survive another meeting? But I have. And the amazing thing is, you know, I almost didn't serve. I mean, I don't know if anybody knows the story, but gonna share a little secret with you. When the only reason I started passing my petitions 4 years ago is because my daughter, who had cancer, was in remission. She had a successful bone marrow transplant. Actually, they called it stem cell because she had a type of cancer called MDS, myelodysplasia, which affects the bone marrow. She was lucky enough to have a great donor from Germany who was almost a perfect match. So I thought, well, good, this is great. Passed my petitions, everything was fine. Unfortunately, that summer before the election, she relapsed and she died. And I thought, oh my gosh, how can I go forward? Because there were a lot of, I'm not going to give you all the gruesome details, but we have 2 little children now as a result at our house. But I thought, golly, you know, like, this is bad timing for sure. I don't think I can do this. But I did, and oh my gosh, I'm so glad I did, because I met all of you, and it's just been a wonderful experience. Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Morelli?
Yes. Even if you're having meetings, I'm not coming, so this is my last meeting. I just want to take a minute and first, again, I want to thank everyone for, again, giving me the opportunity to serve briefly. As I said, this was a role to come in and just have a voice for a brief time. When I came before all of you, I said, in my opinion, this is the best council since Home Rule. And leaving here, I'm going to tell you this is the best council. All together, professional people, good hearts, whether, you know, could agree to disagree. It really is. And so, you know, thanks for the support. I want to thank the employees of this county, great employees. I want to thank the public, the individuals who come here, challenge each other, and again, continue to do that. It's for the better. Again, I'm leaving here, and obviously I'm a supporter of Home Rule, and I'm leaving here knowing that Home Rule is working, and it's the right choice. And, you know, again, we are on the path of not just getting out of where we were, but of becoming a county where other counties are going to look upon us as to where what to do and how to do things. And so, you know, I again, thank you for the opportunity. I wish the new council, all of you, the best of luck to come in here and to continue the progress. Again, agree to disagree, challenge each other, understand our roles of council versus the executive office, and again, working together. So again, thank you for everybody and the time, and wish everybody a happy holiday. So thank you.
Anyone else?
Yes.
Mr. Sneak?
First of all, I'd like to recognize a bunch of young men that represented this area recently in state football championships. Wyoming Area Warriors, they actually became the state championship. And Dallas was the runner-up as a state championship. So down the line, I think we should honor those those young gentlemen in the rotunda for representing Luzerne County the way they did.
We're hoping to do that in January along with the field hockey champions as well.
Right, and I know they're not in our county, but they're close by, Southern Columbia. And that's like an NFL team. And again, congratulations to them for being a state champion. But getting that out of the way, speaking on part of myself and probably everybody in this room, it's been my honor to serve with 4 people that are leaving this council. And I want to take these one by one. Jane Wakis is probably the finest person I've ever come across in my life. And not only was it a loss for everybody in this room, it was a loss for all of Luzerne County, her not getting reelected. But stay in there. I guess God does things for a reason. I don't know what his reason was here, but you're just one of the finest people I ever came across. Ricky, I coached him in football. I know his family forever. He's one of my best friends. It was just an honor the time that you were here that, you know what I mean, sooner or later we're all going to be gone, but it's just an honor and appreciate the time that we spent together. Patrick has been nothing but a first-class gentleman, and he has a bright future in politics to stay in there and come back again, as well with Jane. And again, it's been a privilege to serve with you. And Steve, me and Steve became friends. We might not see the eye to eye, but I respect everything, his knowledge and his military background. I mean, he comes down to Hazleton, he could run for mayor because everybody I talk to down there loves him. But that's a compliment when people speak highly of you. And for the four of you, it's like these are first-class people, and I hope we remain friends well after this.
As long as you got the lunch bucket, the cookies.
I'll buy you lunch anytime, big guy.
Timmy, we have another meeting next week? Wasn't it?
Oh, wait a minute, Mr. Who do you want? Another meeting, Mr. Urban? Will we come on time?
Don't we have the tan?
Will we come on time?
It depends if I had work or not.
If you come on time, we'll have a meeting, Mr. Urban.
Mr. McGinley, I'd just like to add, I know the hour is super late,
Another one, right?
but I just want to thank, first of all, the citizens of Luzerne County and everyone here in the county, from the manager right on through everyone that we worked with here. I just want to thank them all for having the opportunity to have been able to sit, honor, not the opportunity, to have the honor to sit in one of these chairs and to be able to serve. And, I really want to thank all of my fellow council members, because you guys, everybody in this room, I felt that became my friends and took me through. And it's unfortunate. I felt like I was really just finding my way, and now I'm being shown the door. But I do really want to thank everyone. And it was everything that I thought it would be and more. And it was my honor to say that I've served Luzerne County and served these people. And I have so much respect for everyone in this room. From the first day I decided to put in for the vacancy, right down to when I was appointed, I think my approach has always been the same. I tried to do what I thought was the best thing and do the job the right way and never go at it halfway. And that's kind of, how I do things. But again, my sincere thanks to everybody for your support, for allowing me the privilege to sit here next to my friend, Mr. Urban. And, it's really been a great experience, and I wish nothing but the best for Luzerne County going forward. This is a great place, and I know that everybody that's here, that you guys are going to continue to do a great job, and I look forward to see how everything continues to move forward. So thank you, all of you, for allowing me to be with you, and really thank you for your friendship.
I'll wait for the next meeting.
I would like to have a couple comments. First of all, obviously the four people who are not going to be with us starting very shortly next year, thank you for all your service. I don't think people realize the time and the effort and the details and information you have to work with and try to analyze and come up with the best solutions and try to come up with alternatives. And every one of those people have done that, and we appreciate that very much. Every year is a new year. Every council is a different council, a new council. And we look forward to moving forward, and hopefully we have a very strong working council in the future. But I certainly am going to miss many of the people who are going to be leaving us this evening. And you do get a lot of good relationships and friendships, and we hope those all continue going forward. Lastly, obviously, for everybody out here in the room and everybody who may be watching us on TV, I think most people are probably asleep at this time. But, it's the holiday season, and we hope everybody can enjoy their holiday with their friends and family and come back refreshed, ready to go. And, we'll have different problems and different obstacles, but we'll have a lot of work to do. So we appreciate everybody. And with that, can we have a motion?
Quick comment.
Yes, Mr. Perry.
We're going to miss you tremendously, the four of you. Jane, I'll be seeing you in church. Rick, I've known Rick since he's in high school. And he's been nothing but a professional coming in here. I relied on you a lot over the last couple of months, but going back 2 years ago, you're the one who got me to run. So I'm thankful for that, and I always lean on you for some thoughts and as we continue forward. Patrick, I didn't know you at all until you came up over here. I mean, you're a true professional. That's why you're a good principal. Steve, I wish I could get just a little bit of your knowledge because it's unbelievable. I try to listen as much as I can. We don't always agree, but I mean, your knowledge is just unprecedented. You'll certainly, all you'll be missed. Truly, truly.
We have a motion to adjourn. Mr. Morelli. I knew you'd be second, Mr. All in favor? Thank you. Have a good holiday.